$210,000 for the max upgrade. $210,000 for a vehicle that I already spent $1.59 million on. And it's not even a vehicle, it's an RC car. Welcome, Hoarders. They're going to be playing some more Grand Theft Auto 5. Thought it would be quite a while longer since I would have to make another video like this. But I feel like at the point that we're at right now in GTA 5 Online, I felt like I kind of had to come back and add a little more to that previous video I did with the Arena War DLC. And part of what I was trying to get across in that video was about Rockstar making things extremely expensive and kind of double backing on what they said. I feel like halfway through what they were doing online, they decided to change things around a bit, mostly to profit on the game a little more than what they already have, which they have already massively profited from this game. And what I'm talking about with double backing is like they wanted their online lobbies to be a certain way, which they double backed on that and made it way the opposite of what they were originally trying to do. And the reason I have this car is because of that point that I'm trying to make. When the game came out, they made this car, when it first came out, it was like a $300,000 car. It's still that, I'm pretty sure. And at the time, the most expensive car in the game was $1 million, which was the Adder, which was based on a Bugatti Veyron, which was like a brand new car at the time. Try not to hit that van. And this was also one of those online cars when the game first came out. Like, it was one of the non-DLC cars. It was just came stock in the game. And if you check out the web page of this car, where you would go to buy it, it says at the very bottom that this car has been decommissioned. They made this car decommissioned because they didn't want the online lobbies to be like they are right now. They didn't want them to be where it's just people running around constantly obliterating other people, and going out of their way to kill them and stuff like that. Because they made it where this has guns on it yet online, but they don't work. You cannot use them. But since then, they have added way, way, way worse vehicles than this ever could have. Like, that do way more damage than this thing ever could. Even if the machine guns actually worked on it. Like the rocket bikes, the several tanks, the several jets that they have. Like the Laser and the Hydra. They have the half track. They have, I forget the name of it, there's some type of tank that you can drive in the water. I think I already mentioned both rocket bikes. The Deluxo that can shoot rockets. They have that James Bond Lotus that shoots rockets. They have all the various helicopters that they've added that shoot rockets. But they wouldn't let this be just regular, where the machine guns and stuff worked. And that's how you can kind of tell that they originally didn't want the lobbies like that. But since then, I think in their mind, what they decided was, hey, if we make these other vehicles, we can make them extremely expensive and open up more opportunities of people paying us more real life money to buy shark cards because these vehicles are all going to be $1.5 million plus. And that's basically every vehicle in the game anymore. All of them are $1.5 million plus, including the most annoying of all, which is the most ridiculous at the exact same time, the RC Bandit. The car that cost $1.59 million. I bought that like an absolute idiot. You cannot even do anything to, like, change their performance. There's not a single thing you can do with that car to change their performance in any way, shape, or form. And I'm actually going to head on over there right now to kind of get this point across. The first point I'm fully done with is about them double backing on everything of not wanting their lobbies to be, I don't really know a word that would really fit, like a more corrupt lobby where everyone's just running around blowing everyone up. I'd say chaotic, probably. That would probably be a good word to explain it. And the second point is greed, which is showing through now more than it ever has, even just in the video game industry. You got Black Ops 4. EA is one of those ones that just a lot of EA games, I don't know really any of them specific, but there are an absolute ton of games out now. Like Fortnite, that game sucks anyway, so I really don't care. I'm not dumb enough to play it. I don't know for sure about Apex, but it might have some type of real-life money conversion that will get you in-game stuff. But regarding going back to the RC Bandit, okay? Keep in mind, this vehicle costs $1.59 million for an RC car. You would think if you spent that kind of money, it would come with a remote bomb, not make you spend $275,000 to put a C4 on the side of it, or a sticky bomb. The lids, they're just the caps on it. All of those cost $20,000, well, $17,000 plus. Well, that is the stock one, and no one's really going to keep the stock one. So, to change from a stock one, all of them are $20,000 or more. Proximity mines, $135,000, $150,000. Liveries, all $18,000 plus. Respray, that's normal price. Not really normal. Normal if it's an actual car. $1,400. You know. But on the plus side, you can change the helmet color of your driver and the suit. So I'll forgive them for that. Just kidding. Vertical jump. $210,000 for the max upgrade. $210,000 for a vehicle that I already spent $1.59 million on. And it's not even a vehicle, it's an RC car. Wheels. The wheels, if you want to change the wheels, they cost as much as they would if this was a regular car. It's absolutely stupid. They're getting more and more money hungry as the game goes along. And it's really showing through the cracks way more now than it ever has before. It's absolutely ridiculous and it's annoying. They just keep pushing more and more at it, and I feel like more and more of the players that love the game are quitting. The main thing that did trigger me to want to do this video, and I'm sure there's a lot of you that will be watching this and feel the exact same way. Recently, there was a glitch. A glitch where you would get into your car, call Lester, and at a certain point, you'd leave the garage, and an airplane would spawn. And you would go and hang out in the hangar, and you'd get $2,000 every 2 seconds, or 1,000 every 2 seconds is what I think it was. And I'm not gonna lie, I did that glitch. I didn't do a video on that glitch because I don't like spreading that stuff, because the more you spread it, the quicker Rockstar's gonna find it and the less money you're gonna be able to make. In the thumbnail of this video, I'm gonna have my exact screenshot on the thumbnail. They took, I think it was like $8.5 million that I made from that glitch. Yes, it's a glitch. I know, they don't want you doing them. But the reason they don't want you doing them is the problem. They don't want you doing the glitches because that means they don't make more money. That means that they aren't getting, like that $8 million that I made, that's $100 in real life. I would have had to pay $100 in real life money to get that. But instead, I did a glitch and sat around for 12 hours with my character running in circles. And the way I see it, with how this game is set up and how everything goes in this game is about selling drugs, breaking laws, killing people. All of the stuff under that roof is breaking the law. But you're not even allowed to exploit the game in just a tiny way, like a tiny, tiny loophole where you make $1,000 every 2 seconds. So they go around and wipe out people's accounts, which I had mine completely wiped out. And the money was going to go towards testing vehicles, because I haven't been able to make good money on this game anymore. It's nearly impossible. I shouldn't say it's impossible, but it takes a long time of grinding and a lot of work, and anyone that has a job does not have that much time on their hands. They absolutely do not. When I didn't have a job, I didn't have that much time on my hands. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. I have like 135 plus days, not hours, days into this game since I got it back on PS3. I bought this game on PlayStation 3 and put 130-something days onto it. I no-lifed the living crap out of this game. And just to have it, like Rockstar spit in my face and they're like, yeah, that 8 mil that you happen to make, we don't want you having that. We do not want you having that. We would prefer if you gave us $100, which I basically have already done, because I have 2 copies of GTA 5 for the PS3, 2 copies for the PS4. I have 1 copy for Xbox 360, 1 copy for Xbox One, a hard copy for PC, and a Steam copy for PC. That is a lot of GTA 5 to buy. That's like buying Skyrim. That's like everyone buying Skyrim like they do. But GTA 5, and I will, because I know someone's going to say, why do you have 2 copies of GTA 5 for PS3 and PS4? That reason is because my parents were divorced, and instead of taking the games back and forth to each house, I would just buy a second copy, leave one at each house. So that's what I did. And it just irks me that they're big fans. Like, I've played so many of their games, and I beat so many of their games, and I feature so many of their games on my channel. And I'm starting to think, maybe I don't want to do that anymore. Maybe I don't want to feature any Rockstar games on my channel anymore. Because we're not seeing this type of, like, the behavior that they're showing just on here, but they're doing the same exact thing on Red Dead Redemption 2. They're making everything so hard to obtain because they know that either people are going to grind and grind and grind and then eventually crack, and just go, fuck it, I'm just going to spend $100 of my real money on this game so I can catch up to people. And I am not about to do that. And neither are any of my friends. I know what my friends do to play games. If you're going to play a game, you play it. You don't pay to win. And they're doing pay to win, but in a less pronounced way compared to like Black Ops 3 and Fortnite and all that. They have like the loot crates and all that. Not loot crates, but like you pay so much money to open a chest and it's a gamble, and then you get something good or you get something shit. Except with Rockstar, you get something shit every single time. No matter what. As an analogy, no matter how much time you put into this game, no matter how much you grind, you're going to still end up with the same old garbage, because in the end, the only thing this game is them adding more and more and more cars and no new activities. The new activities that they do add to this game are stupid. They, like that arena war, nobody wanted that. There's not a single person that wanted that. None. I checked everywhere. I was looking in the comments on their Facebook and Twitter pages when that DLC came out, and nobody wanted it. Some people were like, yeah, it's kind of cool, I guess, but not really what we've been asking for, because they're not listening to their actual, like, fans, people that like their games. They're not listening to them. They don't care. They're just trying to improve their profit margins as much as they can. As absolutely much as they can, and they're milking it to the point where people don't even want to play their games anymore.